If you ever wanted to propagate the lovely snake plant, also known as Sansevieria, you can see how I will be propagating my snake plant in this video. Hello, this is Martha with the Living Backyard. How to propagate a snake plant. There are two main methods to propagate your snake plant: leaf cutting and division. Let's go step by step. Choose a healthy, mature leaf from your snake plant. This one in particular is super long. To start your propagation, you will need a healthy snake plant leaf, clean sharp scissors or a knife, water or potting soil, a couple of small pots or little containers, and optional rooting hormone. Make sure it is free from any pests or diseases. The snake plant is not only easy to care for, but also is incredibly easy to propagate. You just need to know when and how, depending on your weather. Leaf cuttings can be propagated in water or soil. This method is fun and easy, but the cuttings will revert to green and lose variegation. I personally don't mind. Only division of the rhizome will keep the new plant looking like the mother plant. To cut your leaf, you can use scissors or a blade. I prefer the blade, and this is the best way of cutting your leaf in an angle. That way you will know that the pointy part goes always up and the part that has two ends is always the bottom. While you are selecting the leaf to cut from your Sansevieria, also check the other parts of the plant. This one in particular was feeling a little loose. I did not want to cut it to propagate it, so I left it alone, but I made sure that the soil around it is more compacted, and I put a little bit of support to it so it's not all floppy. Another way to propagate your snake plant is by division. If your snake plant has grown quite large and you want to divide it, gently take the plant off its pot and divide the rhizome. Just prepare new pots to fill them with potting soil or water. But for now, we're just going to be propagating by cuttings in water. These leaves over here could have been a little shorter. It's better if you leave them shorter by the soil, but I will have an update about this in particular. Cut the sections of your leaf around 4 to 6 inches long. That's the best way. If you're feeling very adventurous, you can cut a bunch of little sections, but I recommend to go around the 4-inch more or less. Propagating a snake plant is an enjoyable activity, and it also allows you to create new plant babies to brighten your home or to share with others. Whether you choose to propagate through leaf cutting or division, you will discover the joys of propagating and making more free plants for your house. In my personal opinion, water propagation is a lot easier than anything else. I worry about the soil because I'm not sure if it is going to be wet enough or not. But in the water, they have the chance to grow their roots and you can see them. You can see it happening. So for me, water propagation is the way to go. Rooting hormone is always like a little extra help for you. It's not exactly necessary, but it does help. So I'll take any help I can. If you're enjoying this video, click or tap the thumbs up. That helps a lot. This is one of the easiest ways to go into the propagation. You grab your blade and you slide it, going up the leaf. So that way it's easy and you always have like a narrow shape and you know exactly what goes up, what goes down. and no need to let them callus. I especially prefer not to, but you can decide for yourself and test. If you have any questions at any time about any of this topic, just leave me a comment. I will be more than happy to chat with you in the comments. Once you have the cuttings, you can place them in water or soil. Prepare your pots, fill them with a little amount of water. If you like, sprinkle some rooting hormone in the cuts of your leaf to help encourage growth. You can also insert the cut of a leaf into the soil about an inch deep, then water lightly. Find a spot with indirect sunlight and just wait. In a few weeks, roots should begin to develop, and you may even see some little pups, which are the baby plants, start to emerge. If this is the first time that you visit the channel, subscribe. I have a bunch of videos on plants, indoor and outdoor, and also a bunch of gardening videos. Some people let it callus. They place the cuttings in a dry, warm area for a couple of days. This allows the cut ends to callus over, which helps to prevent rot when they are planted. But I have a secret for you. If you live in a very hot place like Arizona or Texas, when you leave them out to callus over a full day, the clippings won't make it. Believe me. The ones I left to dry here, as you see, they really dry fully, totally. Preferably, I wouldn't do it again, but if you must, just to test, I would leave them just a few hours. And this is after a few weeks later, almost all of them had roots. The ones with the hormone and the ones with only water were very successful. I noticed that the leaves that were tighter, more like close like a U, were not as successful. You will have to check the next video to see the update on my Sansevieria snake plant propagation. I will show you, however, in another video, in the next video, how I tested again and run another test for propagating them even when they were not so great. You can see some of them were not so successful. Not all of them went for roots at the same time. So a few of them, I cut them again in the bottom where the roots were supposed to be, and I will show you in the next video how it went.